Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Daily IoT. On today's episode, I'm going to show you how to submit some 3D design files to Fictiv to get a case printed up for our texting dryer project. So in our case, see what I did there? In our situation, we have this beautiful printed circuit board that Agility Design made for us, but they also created a 3D case, a custom case that this will sit in so that it can go in our dryer. Now, I've got the design file, but I do not have a 3D printer. And so there are lots of services online where you can submit design files, they will print a case for you and mail it back to you. I'm going with Fictiv because I was able to meet this team, a great team out in San Francisco, really nice group of people, and so I'm gonna throw the business their way because I like them. But you don't have to use Fictiv, there's lots of options out there. But for the purpose of this episode, I'm going to show you how to submit files to Fictiv. It should be very similar with other 3D printing services. And so that's what we're going to do on today's episode. The first thing that you'll need to do is create an account on the Fictiv website. It's very easy and should only take you a couple of minutes. Once you have your new account, we're going to go ahead and log in. That will bring you to this Projects tab. This is where you can create new project folders and upload 3D models. You can even look at them in a 3D viewer, which is pretty cool. For our purposes, I'm going to come over to the Quotes tab. And as you can see, it says you can drag and drop 3D parts here. Fictiv supports quite a few 3D rendering software applications, as you can see from the list here, and it has a little list of the different file types that it also supports, file sizes below 100 megabytes. So what I'm going to do is, Agility Design created two files for me. It's a top and a bottom layer to the case so that we can snap it together and screw it together. So I'm going to just drag these here, like it says, drag and drop, and they will go ahead and upload. Once they upload, you'll see over here that it says about 5 minutes remaining. So this, I imagine, is going to the Fictiv secret sauce engine in the background that's looking at your design files, figuring out how much filament is going to be required, how complex the design is, so that they can provide a quote for printing it up and shipping it to you. So we will go ahead and let that finish and come back in just a sec. Once the quote process is finished, you will see a page like this where you have the parts listed here on the left and more information about each one of them over here on the right. And so you've got this little 3D viewer. If you click on this, you can actually view your part and inspect it and make sure everything looks good as far as Fictiv is concerned with uploading it. That looks great. We'll go back to quotes. And then from here, we're just going to select the process, material, and color, and all those sorts of things. You can see that Fictiv doesn't just do 3D printing, they can also do CNC and urethane casting, which is pretty cool. You're not just limited to a 3D print. In our case, that's all we're interested in. But even from a 3D printing perspective, there's lots of different options that you can choose from materials to print in. Obviously, price varying between each of these. And so we just want simple PLA. That's the cheapest that we can do, and that will be just fine for our purposes. Color, you can choose from a variety here. I'm not sure what color I want to go with in my dryer. I've kind of always been a fan of blue, so maybe we'll make the case blue. Be kind of cool. Production speed, I do not need it in one day. Fictiv was built around this idea of a fast turnaround 3D print. You don't have a 3D printer, you don't want to wait a month for it to come in, and so they will print it up and get it to you right away. And so I'm going to make that 2 days instead of one because I don't really need it that fast, but 2 days would be great. And then down here you can see there's this handy table. So we're selecting our options up here, but there's this handy table down here based on speed. You can go to 1 day, 2 day, and it will show you different materials and the cost. You can get instead of having to look at the price right here, change the options, look at the price again, you can do a quick comparison of prices down here to see which things you would like to select up here. And once we have all of those things selected, you can see that the price there is going to be $32 for the bottom of the case. This is by far our bigger piece. This is the top of the case, not the bottom. The bottom is a lot less material. So once we've got that, you can change the quantity here. In my case, I'm just going to do 1. We'll do add to cart. You can see I have it there. And now I will simply repeat the process for the bottom layer. And so I won't make you watch me go through that. All right, I just finished adding the bottom, same thing, blue PLA, 2-day turnaround. Then I'm gonna come up to my cart here. We'll do view cart. And you'll see that I have my 3D printed PLA blue bottom as well as the top part. The total is gonna be $51.83 for that. And that's it, that's all it really takes to get your parts on order from Fictiv so that they will 3D print them for you and ship them out to you, again, with a 2-day turnaround, which is amazing. And so that's it for the process. I'm gonna go ahead and click checkout here. Everything after that is very standard. You're just gonna enter your credit card payment information, and then you wait. Then we'll wait for our parts to show up in the mail. Okay, very simple. Just log in, create an account, submit your files, pick the materials and colors and things like that, and off you go. And we should have our cases in just a few days. Really, really simple. They've made the process super easy. Question of the day: what is the best thing that you have ever 3D printed? Thank you so much for watching Daily IoT, the show where together we're learning how to make the Internet of Things one day at a time.